all of you who are logging in slowly and steadily. Many more people I can see logging into the call. We are all scrambling in this world. Most of us are just scrambling. Scrambling means running. So, my dear friends, today I do not know how many of you have heard the story of the immortal fruit. Have you heard? Rajan, you heard the story of immortal fruit? Right. Bridget has not heard immortal fruit. The story of the immortal fruit is very good, a very interesting story, which I think I say in bhajans. So there was a king who was a very noble king, somewhere near the Ganges. And from Himalayas, some sages and saints, they brought a very special fruit. The fruit doesn't look like apple or mango. No. How many of you have eaten persimmon? I don't know. Have you eaten persimmon? Persimmon is a mixture of apple and peach. Have you eaten persimmon? Look in the market. This is not even persimmon. Very unusual fruit. And they told the king, this is the immortal fruit. Immortal fruit. If you eat the fruit, you will never die. King said, Areva, lovely. Have you heard, Sanjay Das, have you heard this story? No. So the king took this fruit and he kept it and he did some puja. And next morning he was going to eat it. As soon as he took the fruit to eat, the thought came to him, what if I become immortal, but the queen dies? If the queen dies, she is the love of my life. She is the love of my life. If the queen dies, then it's no use. So what he does, he takes the immortal fruit and gives to the queen. He says, my darling, Rani, tum ye kha lo. So he takes the fruit, goes to the queen. And she said, okay, I will eat. He said, eat now. No, I will do puja, then I will eat. Okay, he also said, no problem. And he thought she ate it. But the queen was in love with the charioteer of the king. The queen was secretly in love with the charioteer. So she said, Arey yaar, if I die, if I live, but the charioteer dies, what is the use of my life? So she took the fruit and she gave it to the charioteer. And she told him also, eat now. He said, no, I have a shower, I'll wash nicely, then I will eat. So she asked him next day, have you eaten? He said, yeah, I ate it. Actually, he didn't eat it because he was in love with one dancer. He was in love with the dancer, so he went and gave this fruit to the dancer. And the dancer used to dance for many people. You know, this kotha, what do you call these girls who dance for different men. They keep on, every day they dance. It's a job to dance. The dancer was going to eat the immortal fruit, and then she said, what is the use of me eating? My life is full of sin and suffering. Why will I be immortal? So she thought, she said, the noblest person in the kingdom is our dear king. The king is the noblest. So she went to the king and she bowed down and she told the king, I brought something special for you. King said, what? She said, I brought an immortal fruit. When the king saw the immortal fruit, he recognized it was the same fruit he gave to the queen. He called the queen. The queen refused to agree. Finally, she agreed. She cried, and she said, I gave it to charioteer. He called the charioteer and warned him, I'll kill you if you don't tell the truth. That charioteer told that, yes, queen gave me and she's in love with me and I gave to this dancer. The king was so heartbroken. He said, I gave the immortal fruit to my queen. Queen gave to charioteer. Charioteer gave to dancer. Dancer brought it back to me. But my dear friends, he left samsar. The king left the samsar and he became a sannyasi. Because he said, what is the use of this world? What is the meaning? We love somebody so much. But is there any guarantee that you love somebody that they love you back? Is there any guarantee? There is no guarantee. Because in this samsar, people are not genuine. People in this world are not genuine. So why is this got to do with spirituality? We are attached to somebody. We should not be attached. The king was heartbroken. Why he was heartbroken? he was attached to the queen. And he was shocked how the queen was in love with the charioteer. She gave the immortal fruit to the charioteer. My dear friends, in this world, when we have too many expectations, we can be surely heartbroken. And especially when you love somebody and that person cheats you, that person lets you down, it can be a real heartbreaking experience. But for an enlightened person, all this is a big drama. For an enlightened person, if he had got the fruit, he would say, why should I become immortal? I'm already immortal. Huh? I am already SIP, Supreme Immortal Power. Prabhu paas hai. Param, Amar, Anant, Anadi, Sarva Shakti. Prabhu paas hai, Prabhu paas hai, Prabhu paas hai. So with that note, let's open up the session today to question answers. Whether you have, see, what is the session, what is the opening session of today? We all suffer in this world. We all suffer because we get hurt, we get disappointed. There was a man who came and told me, you know, I don't know whether you had such experience or not. One man, he was a very poor man, but he spent all his money to educate his son. He was living like a beggar, but he gave good education to his son, school fees, uniforms, food, pocket money. When the son grew big, you know what the son asked the father? The son asked the father, what have you done for me? What have you done for me? You have done nothing for me. You know how it hurts? Yeah, it hurts because we are not realized. We are not enlightened. We have expectations from our near and dear ones. But if you don't have expectation, you don't have expectation, no expectations. This is a learning for today's session. Over to you, administrator. Questions, first live questions, then typed questions. Live.
Hey Shivam,
Shivam, bolo brother.
just I want to share few things about my realized about my trip to Rajasthan.
Yes, bolo.
So 15 दिन कैसे चले गया I really don't know. So I was just spending my time in complete silence and complete consciousness.
Okay.
So when I came to Bangalore, I'm thinking that to go again and be there only, Rajasthan only, permanent. Because here lots of disturbance and lots of traffic jams. I get total confused. So is that true that only to live in silence till we die and without till consciousness, is that good? And be in Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga.
What did you do in Rajasthan 15 days?
Nothing. I was just sitting in silence and just praying to God.
Cannot sit 15 days, okay.
I'm not telling that I'm sitting all the time, but at least 4 to 5 hours I was complete silence.
It's good, but everybody has got to do some karma yoga.
Yeah, so I was doing karma yoga and dhyan yoga, that's all.
No, but what karma yoga? You got muted.
I was serving dogs and I was serving cows, and I was.
Yes, so if you feel that will take you to nirvana, you can do it. If you feel that is the right method for you to be in nirvana, everybody has their own way. I am not here to tell you how to do it, but I am here to tell you that how our goal of life is to be in that state. Did I tell you the story of Jaimini? Girish, have you heard the story of Jaimini, Girish? I think you will remember this is Ved Vyas. His student left everything after like Gautam, left everything and went in the forest to become a sannyasi. And he said, I will sit in the forest and I will do nothing. I will just be locked in the room. One day, one girl came in the rain and she was fully wet. And this Jaimini saw her full body. He could see her whole body because the sari she was wearing would become full wet. And he got lust in his mind. Then he told her, okay, go. She begged him for the room. First he refused. Then he told, okay, go to the last room and lock the door. even if I come and knock in the middle of the night, you should not open. But in the middle of the night, he woke up with the lust. And then he went and knocked. Open, open, I have some work. She said, no, I won't open. He said, I'm Germany. He said, yeah, Germany only told. If a Germany comes also, don't open. Then he jumped. He opened the window from the top. Olden days, they used to have a window on the top. He jumped inside. And that girl was his Guru Vedvyas. So what happens is we can't run away from this world, Gautam. Running away from the world is not a solution, permanent solution. It's okay, temporary.
But here, when we be silence and we'll be very happy, and the time passes, we don't even know what happens.
It's okay. Temporary is good to go. You go and come back, go and come back. But there must be a purpose of life. You can't have escapism.
But we are not escaping. No, we just want to live in silence. That's all.
Yeah, but what is the purpose of life then? What are you? If you can live and you can do bhajanam and you can do kirtan, if you can be a source of light for people there, fine. But if you're running away from the world will chase you. If you run away from the world will chase you. World will not leave you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next question, please. Jyotri. Anybody live question? I'm going on to the typed question.
Here I have one live question.
Yes, please.
जैसे कि जन्म होना एक कर्म माना जाता है. You said that it is on our karma based we take birth.
Yes.
तो फिर what about death then? Death क्या मृत्यु भी कर्म के हिसाब से होती है?
Absolutely. Birth and death depend on karma. But you must understand it depends on twin karma. You understand twin karma?
No.
Twin karma मतलब एक कर्म जो कल किया, जो बदला नहीं सकता है. और एक कर्म जो अभी कर सकते हैं आप.
Okay.
You get अभी जो आप कर्म करने वाली है वो आपके हाथ में है. You have choice. You can decide what karma you want to do now, next 1 hour.
हाँ.
That is the present karma, agami karma. Okay? And what karma you did 1 year back, 2 years back, last janma, last birth, that you can't change.
So what karma we do now, then we take birth based on that karma, right?
On dual karma. On the past karma and the present karma. Like a bird has got 2 wings. You are flying in the 2 wings of karma. Karma has 2 wings. The past karma and the present karma.
So birth is based on twin karma.
No, birth is based on past karma. There is no present karma on birth.
Then death is based on which karma?
On twin karma.
Death is based on twin karma.
Yeah.
Okay, I will think and I will ask.
Yeah. But you understood what I'm saying?
Which means, karma.
Let me explain to you. Your birth. I'm asking you the question. Did you control your birth?
No.
So who controlled your birth? That means you had no choice about your birth. Who's your mother, father, which country, male, female, which religion? Did you control?
No.
You did not control. So that is to do with the past karma. Are you clear about that?
Okay.
But your death is not. Suppose your death also was decided by your past karma. That means your death is already fixed. Whether 3 years later, 30 years later, your death is already fixed. Correct? If it is past karma. But it is not like that. Your death is not fixed.
Death is also fixed, no?
It is influenced by past karma and your present karma, what you are doing today and what you will do tomorrow.
Okay.
So the death is a dynamic situation.
लेकिन मतलब नो हम कहते हैं ना कि जन्म और मरण का तो मतलब एक जो दिन वो होता है उसी दिन मरना लिखा होता है तो उस दिन
नहीं ये गलत है.
Like I did not I did not decide when will I come to this world.
Yeah.
I wasn't knowing. So even I don't know when will I die. That is all decided by God.
No, you don't know and you will not decide, but your karma will decide. You will not decide, but your karma will decide. Your twin karma will decide.
Okay. So death is based on twin karma.
Twin karma.
Okay. जो पास्ट में जो कर्म किया है और जो मैं कर्म करूंगी उसके आधार पे मेरी मृत्यु होगी.
Absolutely correct. You have understood correctly. Now you think about it and come back.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Krishna Sharma, please. Typed question. Okay, Krishna Sharma's question is also typed, and Jyotri's question is also typed. So first I go with, I've already told Krishna Sharma, then Jyotri. What is the reason for inconsistency in spiritual path? Very simple, my dear Lord Krishna. Spiritual path is disturbed by body, mind, ego. By the senses. So Krishna Sharma, suppose you got an eye, and the eye sees something. It's evil, a bad thing the eye is seeing, but it sees. The eye passes the message to whom? The eye passes the message to the mind. And the mind will pass the message to the body, again to act. So immediately our spiritual journey is affected by a combination of body, mind, and ego. How ego? Because the ego starts to believe I. The ego makes me Krishna Sharma. I am Krishna Sharma. And the moment that I, Krishna Sharma, comes, big problem. Then I am different from Sudeep Bhargava. Why Girish is wearing a better glasses than me? Why I cannot wear Girish's glasses? And why somebody else has got better car than, oh, the problems become too much. So the spiritual path gets affected. Because actually all this is meaningless. All this is meaningless. For example, I gave story of immortal fruit, meaningless. What is there? What is the reason to eat it? If today somebody comes and gives me immortal fruit, will I eat? I will tell you only eat, sir. You only eat, sir. I namge beda. I don't want. Hamare ko nahi hona. Peach khao. You only eat. Why? I want to be liberated. I want to leave the samsara and become one with the divine. I don't want to be immortal in this world. So the spiritual path is slowed down because of the senses of the body, the wandering of the mind, and the erupting of the ego. They're all together in this samsara. In this samsara, we get caught in this samsara, then we are stuck. Spiritual path is what? I told Gautam just now. Spiritual path is not running away. If I go every few days, I go away. Why do I go? Because that's the place I do my work. I go because I write a book, I write a bhajan, I write a talk, I do my study, I meet people, I share this message to lakhs of people. It's not running away from the world. Running away from the world is not a solution. Okay, right? I hope you got it, Krishna Sharma.
Why lethargy is coming in that way?
Yeah, I'm a little louder, please. Put your mic a little closer, then we can hear you.
Why lethargy is coming in the way?
Lethargy is coming because lethargy is not in the soul. The lethargy is in the mind and the body. We are not inspired. Again, I think mainly because of the mind. You agree? Forget about this subject now. I'm just talking. Where does actual lethargy come? In the body. The mind, how the body feels, oh, I'm very lazy, I'm very sleepy, I feel like sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. Correct? That is like lethargy. But suppose the mind gets an idea, I'm going now for Goa, I'm going to beach. Immediately the body changes.
Yes.
Lethargy is actually, according to my understanding, it is born from a thought. And thought becomes feelings. Feelings become actions. But where it starts from? Thought.
Mind.
What the thought says, oh, yo, what is this, all this spirituality? What is the use of this world? Yeah, better we die. One day we will die, then we will see whatever is there, let it be. What I should do enlightenment, what I should go ask care, what I should ask question. This is the work of the mind. The mind is our biggest enemy. It stops us from realization. But look at an enlightened person. Will an enlightened person feel like that, Krishna Sharma? Enlightened person cannot feel like that. Enlightened person is always glowing. Always glowing. Why that enlightened person is full of glow and energy and enthusiasm and inspiration? Why? Because he has already tamed the monkey mind. The biggest enemy, kill your mind before your mind kills you. Biggest
Okay.
problem, therefore, is the mind.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have Jyotri asking a question, and then I'm not sure Girish has a question or not. Jyotri, sir, who am I? I am the soul. You're only asking the question, you only gave the answer. Who am I? I am the soul. But who realizes that I am the soul? We had the same discussion yesterday, right? Who realizes I am the soul? The one who is not the soul. The Sthul Sharir, the Sukshma Sharir, the Karana Sharir. Three types of body: the gross body, the subtle body, the causal body. The gross body is the hardware. The subtle body is the software. The causal body is the ignorance. It is this ignorance in us. That ignorance, when it becomes enlightened, when the ignorance disappears, then the Jeev Atma, the human computer, it is the human computer that I am the soul. Who am I? I am the soul. But who realizes? It is the human computer that realizes. It is a combination. We can't say whether the body realizes or the mind realizes. No, it is the human being. The human being as a unit of existence realizes. I, Jyotri, am not Jyotri. I, Jyotri, am not the body. I, Jyotri, am not the mind. I, Jyotri, am the divine soul. Who realizes? The one whose name is Jyotri. Not the one who is Jyotri, but whose name is Jyotri. Who thought he looked like Jyotri. Who thought he was a son of father and mother of Jyotri. But then one day he realized, no, I am not the son of my mother and father. I am a divine soul. I came through the effort of my mother and father. Not they didn't give me life. That person realizes who? The one who is enlightened. That I am not body, mind, ego. I am the divine soul. Somebody wants to ask a question?
Real me.
Real me.
Yes.
Yes, real me. Who is the real you? You can ask the question, please.
Sir, hi, sir.
Hi.
I just came to know that you have earned trillions, you did business, and one day you realized that you have Atma and divine soul inside, and you just left everything.
Yes.
And you are now working for every physically challenged people and everything. Just to hear, as a normal human being, like I have like studies or I have to work, the everyday life will be a cycle. Can you understand? Like every day I have to wake, brush, go, come and sleep or eat, and everything will be like routine time.
Correct.
In such way, how we can identify, like how we can realize the Atma or soul inside us, and how we can you have left your everything and you're doing good to the people, but in same situation I cannot, like I want to see my basic needs and everything. In such ways, how can I do good to others or good to physically challenged people? Even I have interest to do good things, but every day it's like in rat race. But how I can just come to the divine part?
By asking the question, what I'm doing, why I'm doing. For example, a man is trying to become a software engineer. Why? To make money. After that, he wants house. After that, he wants car. After that, he wants wife. After that, he wants children. After that, he will die.
Yeah.
Why? Then why you do all these things? So we don't ask the question why. The problem is we are living a life like a machine. We human beings have got a brain,
Okay.
and the brain has got an intellect. We have an intelligence, right? Why are you
Yeah.
doing what you are doing? So suppose I am also feeding myself. I have to eat, I have to have food to eat, right? I have to wear a shirt. Maybe I wear only white color shirt, but I need the shirt. I am not a person who's telling you remove all your shirt and walk in the street without shirt and go without food and to have fasting for one month, don't eat food. That's not what I teach people. But we human beings, we don't know.
Okay.
We don't know who we are. We don't know why we are here. We are full of ignorance. So you're coming for this call first time, I think.
Yeah.
How did you come to this call?
The first time. I just
Who-
came to read
How did you know about this call?
your book. Actually, I got
From a
this.
book.
Yeah, many problems, one solution, and that I got this snap.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and
So-
I
so
got.
let me tell you. Okay, so you got the number. Very good. So let me tell you.
Yeah,
When is your birthday?
it's December 17.
December 17th. Who told you it's your birthday? Your birth certificate or your mother and father?
My parents,
Yeah, but that's a lie, you know.
father and
But that's a
Yeah.
lie. Because December 17th, you were not born. You were already alive before that, no, in the stomach. Were you alive or you were dead 2 days before?
okay.
What do you think? You think you were alive or you were
I'm
not
alive.
alive? This is what
Yes.
you must try to
I'm
question. You were alive 9 months before you were conceived. 9
Yeah.
months before, 40 weeks before, or 280 days before. Now we don't
Yeah.
understand this. If somebody asks you, who are you?
Yeah.
What will you say? Who are you? What are you? Real me. You are not real me. Who are you?
I'm Nikita, but
Nikita. So you tell
Yeah.
everybody, I'm Nikita. But actually, when you were born, you were not Nikita. You had no name.
yeah,
Your name is Nikita. But you tell
Yeah.
everybody, I am Nikita. Actually, you are not Nikita. What I'm trying to
Yeah.
tell you, these 1 or 2 examples I'm trying to tell you. When you start on the journey of spirituality, this call is every day. You can come on this call every day. It's free. Come whenever you want, ask whatever question you want. But we have to realize the truth. When the moment you realize the truth, then you stop doing mundane things. Making money. People make a lot of money, right? People make a lot of money. Correct?
yeah, but
In the end, what they
we
do with the money?
the basic needs.
So
If you're not making money,
Yeah.
how we can? Yeah,
So basic needs you need. I'm not denying, but basic needs you can do little work and get your basic needs. You don't have to run like a madman in the rat race. Do you have for your basic needs? I'm asking you a question. Do you need to run in the rat race for your basic
No.
needs?
no,
Then why we are running in the rat race for what? Wasting our life. Now today, a man like Bill Gates, one of the richest men in the world, now his life is turned upside down. Right? So everybody in this world, they have not found the meaning. Our goal in life is to realize who am I and why am I here? These are the 2 questions you have to try to realize. Then you will get answers to the rest of your
Okay.
questions. Okay, so please
Okay,
join the call and you will listen to many people ask different questions. Even today, if you have listened, so many people ask so many questions. The questions are meant to take us to enlightenment. Enlightenment means to bring in the light. Because there is no light, there is darkness. In darkness, we become blind. We can't see the truth. We don't realize the truth. So you're lucky that I don't know where you got the book from. You're lucky you joined the call. So
I got it from Shiva Mandir.
Shiva Mandir. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So please, this is God's grace upon you. In fact, that is the next question. I think somebody is asking the next question from Jyotri. He says, so that God's grace is important, as we all have the same soul, but very few realize the truth. God and self and get nirvana. God's grace is on everybody. For example, Nikita got a book today from Shiva Mandir, but anybody can get a book from Shiva Mandir. Why Nikita got the book? Why she read the book? Why she got the Zoom call number from that book? Why she joined the book? Everybody has got God's grace, but somebody like Nikita who's coming on the call, my dear Jyotri, we all have got the divine grace, but not all of us use the grace to be enlightened. That is the point. Anybody has a live question? I have one more Jyotri's question, but anybody has a live question before I take Jyotri's next question?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, how to overcome past mistakes?
How to overcome past mistakes? It is like saying, Govardhan, Govardhan,
Yes, sir.
how to remove the mango I ate in the stomach 4 days back. 4 days back I ate a mango. Now I want to remove it from the stomach. Can we remove, Govardhan?
No, sir.
Cannot. You know that. So like that, no, Govardhan. Whatever we have done in the past, that mistake is over. Please don't even think about it, because that mistake cannot be undone. Correct? Okay. Am I clear, Govardhan?
Yes, sir.
But suppose, Govardhan, suppose I robbed, suppose I cheated you. Suppose you are a Pani Puri man. Just please don't mind me giving an example. Suppose
Yes, sir.
you are a Pani Puri wala, and I came to you and I ate Pani Puri for 100 rupees and I didn't pay you. I ran away. Correct?
Okay.
You understand? That means, have I made a mistake or I not made a mistake?
It's a mistake.
So what I can do, Govardhan, I can come back to you. I can tell Govardhan, sir, I'm sorry, I ate your Pani Puri 2 days back. I ran away that day. I was in a hurry. I'm really sorry. Kindly forgive me and take your 100 rupees and plus take another 50 rupees for my mistake. But please forgive me, sir. I want your forgiveness. Correct?
Yes, sir.
But suppose you cheated a Pani Puri wala and you cheated that Pani Puri wala in Kashmir and you came back to Bangalore now. Now, how to go and give that Pani Puri wala in Kashmir 100 rupees? How you can do it?
It's impossible.
It is very difficult. So then you try to undo that by doing good deeds now, by serving somebody, by trying to do some good karma and trying to undo the bad karma. So we have to, every bad karma, we can remove it by doing good karma. Are you
Sir,
getting my point?
but in this society, doing good karma is different, sir. Like in temples, ದೇವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನ ದೀಪ ಅನ್ಸು ಈ ತರ ಪ್ರೇ ಮಾಡು.
Sir, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಕರ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಅದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ, that's all rituals. That is not karma.
They
Karma
say doing that it is good karma.
No.
Some people say that.
That is bhakti. That is not karma. That is only bhakti. Going to temple and doing puja is bhakti. It is not karma. Karma means, Gordon, you
Okay,
go
sir.
to the road and you serve some dogs some biscuit. That is good karma. Suppose
Yes,
you
sir.
go and you
Yes,
see
sir.
one dog the leg is fractured and bleeding. What you must do? How many people will take a street dog and take to the doctor and get it rectified, get the problem solved? Anybody will
Very
do?
few. Very few.
That is the way to do good karma.
Yes, sir.
I hope you're understanding what I'm saying.
Yes,
But
sir.
to end your point, Govardhan, the best way to wipe out all bad karma of all lifetimes is enlightenment.
Yes, sir.
The moment you are enlightened, I am not Govardhan. I am not this body of Govardhan. I am not the mind of Govardhan. I am not Govardhan who has made so many bad mistakes. The moment you realize I am Atma, I am the soul in Govardhan. The moment you realize that, all karmas automatically disappear. All your bad karma is wiped out in 1 minute. That is the best solution, my dear Govardhan.
Yes,
And
sir.
that is called, that is Jivan Mukti. Sat
Nirvana.
Darshana. Sat Darshana.
Sat
Realization. What realization? I am the Atma.
I am the.
I am nothing. Oh Lord, I am nothing. You are everything. This realization will liberate you and free you from all past karmas.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Last question, anybody before we close?
Sir, bhakti is more important or karma is more important?
Good question again. So both are important, but bhakti is a very magical factor. If you have bhakti, भक्ति में है शक्ति जिससे मिलेगी मुक्ति. So bhakti can be very, very powerful. And karma, if it becomes karma yoga, it can be very, very powerful. Only karma is not as strong as only bhakti. Bhakti is very strong. Bhakti, Bridget, bhakti means God, devotion in God. Bridget, bhakti. Bhakti is devotion. Devotion is very, very important. And karma is good actions. Good action is also good. But good action as the ego will bind us. Good action as the ego will make us come back again and again and again. But bhakti in God will make us go into the state of bhakti yoga, and we will be liberated and we will get mukti. Bhakti will give us mukti. If we really love God, but if we are in love with the idol, suppose you say Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, that will bind you to ignorance, and you will not find Krishna consciousness inside you. Krishna is not in Vrindavan. Rekha, Krishna is inside your heart. You have to realize that. Then that bhakti becomes very, very strong. So with that note, I think there are many questions more that will be in your minds. But every day at 8, we have a date. And so, like you see, new people join, and some people get lost, they depart, and some people go to Rajasthan and come back after 15 days. So everybody has got a different kind of a situation and a karma. But the goal is one, my dear friends. The goal is liberation. The goal is nirvana. The goal is moksha. The goal is salvation. The goal is enlightenment. Different words, but one goal. One goal to realize we are the divine soul. Now this call is over. Everybody will go busy. Somebody will watch TV. Somebody will eat biryani. Somebody will go dancing. Somebody will go and do some sin. Somebody will go and do some good karma. Again, you come back at 8 tomorrow. But the point is, every day is an opportunity for you to realize God. That God is a supreme immortal power. God is SIP. Every day it's an opportunity. And we must use that opportunity to realize that power inside, and then to be liberated and to become one with the divine. I bow down to you. Shivoham, Shivoham.